Where's my daggone chat box? Hey, what's going on, General? Hey, Jinhan. All right, you guys. So if you can hear me, we have a little bit of a delay. So I was able to get it down to something bearable. So we were able now to live stream again using OBS Streamlabs. Okay, I sound low. I don't know why that is. Hold on. All right, Jinhan, is that any better? All right. Hey, Hobbit, can you guys hear me now? Is that better? Okay, cool. All right, good. All right, you guys. Well, welcome back. We'll hang out for a little bit and see who we get on tonight. I don't expect to actually get a lot of people on tonight because I made that quick video earlier, but I didn't really do a whole bunch of publicity, so we might not have a big house tonight, which is actually cool because that gives us more room to discuss in the chat. So, as I said, there is a small delay. It's like a 3-4 second delay. That's the best I could do. So, all right. So, how are things going with you guys? Hopefully, all is well. I mean, you know what's going on here in the United States, but and also protests around the world. Don't worry, I'm not going to get heavy into that because I know that's not what we're here for. But I'm happy, let me just say, about the progress that's being made here in the States, and hopefully we'll see some permanent change come out of things. So, but the good thing is we're all queued up, ready to go for this evening. Got 20 comedies to go over and 10 comedy trivia questions. So let's see how much you guys know. Again, we'll give it a second or so and get some more folks a chance to come on. But I'm glad that that everything is up. Yeah, I'll bet you do, General. I'll bet you do. As a matter of fact, it's funny because my throat is kind of hurting now, so I'm a little bit nervous because I heard that that's one of the symptoms of coronavirus. As a matter of fact, that's why I got my cup of tea right here because my throat is hurting. So, matter of fact, I'm gonna take a sip right now. You know what? So here's the thing, Jinhan. Some of these quiz questions are easy. Some of these I fully expect for you to get. Some of them are a little bit harder. So we'll see how you guys do. We'll get started with the quiz in just about maybe like 2 minutes or so. But it's really not that bad. It's really not that bad. Man, I can't even see my count. Like, I don't even know how many people are with us except for the folks that have responded in chat. I think my brother is on somewhere. And for whatever reason on OBS Streamlabs, my it's not showing my. Let me see if I can go in and see if I can enable my chat because it's not showing my chat. Let's see. Overlay. No, that's not what I want. Where is it? Notifications. No, that's not it either. All right, sorry guys. I'm just trying to. Oh, okay. Maybe that's it. Done. And no, that didn't work either. All right, that's all right. Not gonna worry about it. Yeah, Jenhan, you know what? We're coming down to in the well, I shouldn't say we're coming down in the states where it's getting better in the states with COVID-19. But that's awesome if New Zealand is down to level 1. That's great. I'm not really sure what's going on here in the U.S. and it seems as though all of the cases are coming down. But I'm gonna tell you, here in the state of Maryland, there's like almost nobody's wearing a mask when you go into stores, and the social distancing in a lot of places has gone out the window. So I wonder what the real numbers are here like in Maryland. So I don't know. All right, you guys, listen, let's hop right in and let's get started with the trivia. Let's see how you guys do. So 10 questions. Let's see how you do. And as I always say, don't cheat. All right, here's our first one. So this is our first question. Check this out and let me know what you guys think about this one. All right, it should be coming up right now. All right. So who plays the character Norbit? Is it A, Steve Martin, B, Eddie Murphy, Bill Murray, or Martin Lawrence? Oh, what's going on, Kyle? All right, so we got Kyle in. We got the Hobbit going with B. Anybody else? Now, I feel like this one, I don't know, this one might be easy. All right, we got BB. All right, so you guys did pretty good on that one. Yes, sir, the correct answer is Eddie Murphy. Exactly. Played Norbit. To me, this is one of his funnier movies. This movie is hilarious because he plays so many people in this one. All right, yeah, that one was easy, General. That's what I was saying. So that one was easy. Okay, so how about number 2? Let's see if you guys get this one. I don't think they're that hard. This one might be hard for some of you guys. So let's see what you think about this one. All right. What is the name of the cat in Meet the Parents? This is either going to be super easy for some of you all or super hard. What do you think? So we got A, Mr. Trixie, B, Mr. Pixie, C, Mr. Jinx, and D, Mr. Meow. All right, so we got 2 C's. Anybody else? What is the name of the cat in Meet the Parents? Oh, Wani, thank you, my friend, for the super chat. I definitely appreciate that. Appreciate it, my brother. All right, and Adric's going with A. Okay. All right, you guys, so here is the answer to that. All right. All right, only's going with Jinx. This one was easy, right? Like, everybody's seen this movie, I feel like. So, this one wasn't bad. Mr. Jinx. That's right. Oh, Jinhan, you went with A. All right, Mr. Jinx. Meet the Parents is hilarious, by the way. Okay, so check out number 3. Now, you guys should get this one. You should definitely get this one because I feel like everybody has seen this. So, all right, how about this one? Eddie Murphy, or where did Eddie Murphy work in Coming to America? All right, so we got A, Turner Sandwiches, B, McDowell's, C, White Castle, D, Radio Shack. All right, is that everybody? Yeah, this one was crazy easy. Like, yeah, see, I feel like this one was a giveaway, right? You guys definitely know the answer to this one. Absolutely, McDowell's. This movie was hilarious, too. By the way, I heard that they're thinking about working on a number 2, a sequel to it. Yeah, you got to see The Hobbit. You got to see what's on the list. Some of you guys are going to be surprised what's on the list, though. I'm going to tell you that. All right, so let's check out number 4. This one might be a little bit hard. This one might be a little bit hard. Like, props to you if you know the answer to this one. You Gonna Eat Your Cornbread comes from what movie? All right, we got A, Life, B, Austin Powers, C, School Days, and D, Blue Streak. All right, so we got Only's going with A. Jinhan's going with D, but he's like, I don't know. Kyle's going with C. All right, Only's got A again. So, this one, you guys, it depends. I felt like this one wasn't that hard, but maybe so. But I'm going to tell you, the movie is hilarious. So, this is the answer to this one. Life. Life was funny, man. Life had a lot of comedians in there. There were actually a lot of black comedians in Life. Life was funny. All right. How about number 5? This movie is hilarious too. So, what about this? Who played Owen in the movie Throw Mama from the Train? I feel like this one's easy too. Yeah, it was, man. Life was a great movie collab. All right. The Hobbit's going with A. So we got one going with A. This movie was hilarious too. Although this movie is not on my list though. All right, we got A, B, C. Anybody else? All right. So here's the answer to this. Those of you guys who chose my friend Mr. DeVito. Hey, what's going on, James? Yes, Danny DeVito was in Throw Mama from the Train. He was in there with Billy Crystal. That's another funny movie, too. That's another funny movie. All right. Let's check. Oh, this one. Listen. I know you know the answer to this one. So check this one out. All right. Well, I don't know. You might not know the answer to this one, honestly. This one might be kind of hard. Who played Debo in the movie Friday? Is it A, Timothy Barnes, B, William Lang, C, Tom Lister Jr., or D, Aaron Stern? All right, James is going with C. Kyle going with C. I think Oni going with C. All right, a lot of people going with C. Anybody else? General's like, I don't know. C. All right, Jinhan. We waiting for you, buddy. All right, okay. So, for all of you all who went with the answer C, that is correct. Tom Lister Jr. was hilarious in Friday. Man, when he came riding up there on that little bike, on that little bike, what you talking about? Almost fell out laughing. Yeah, he was real funny in Friday. I heard he's a real nice dude too in real life. That Joker looks mean though. I'm gonna tell you that. All right, we're almost there. So check out this one. Oh man, I don't know if you guys saw this one or not, but what do you think? Who played Chaz Michael Michaels in Blades of Glory? This one's kind of easy. A, Will Ferrell. B, William Fincher. C, Luke Wilson. Or D, John Heder. I guess that's how you pronounce it. All right, so Kyle's going with A. The Hobbit's going with B. Oni's going with A. Anybody else? A. All right, going once, going twice. All right, so for those of you guys who chose Will Ferrell, I can't even remember if he was A or not, honestly. But Will Ferrell is the correct answer for that. Blades of Glory was funny. Man, I love Will Ferrell. Almost like every movie he's done is hilarious to me. All right, so check out number 8. See what you guys think. Oh, you guys are going to get this one. Like number 8 is crazy easy to me. So, Shake and Bake comes from what movie? Shake and Bake comes from what movie? A. Wild Hogs. B. Beverly Hills Cop. C. Weekend at Bernie's. Or D. Talladega Nights. All right, yeah, see, they're coming in fast. They're coming in fast. Yeah, you guys, this one was easy, right? At least I felt like this one was easy. But that is the correct... Where am I? All right, there we go. Man, I'm going to tell you, the funniest part in Talladega Nights was when John C. Reilly was talking about what he was shameful of and how he played Mike Honcho. And he was like, I played Mike Honcho. I spread my butt. I spread my butt cheeks. That was hilarious. Oh, wait, James, you never saw Talladega Nights? Is that what you're saying? Am I understanding that correctly? I hope not. Because, man, if not, you got to look at that. You got to look at that before the weekend's out. It's hilarious. Sounds like my wife's coming in. All right, you guys, we're almost done. Then we get to the movies. Okay, now, if nobody should get this wrong. Nobody should get this wrong. What does Dr. Evil, or what does Dr. Evil name his clone? Everybody, I'm not even going to read the choices because everybody should get that right. All right, so we got two. The Hobbit's going with B. We got Kyle going with B. We got Oni going with B. Anybody else? Anybody else? B. All right. All right, yeah, man. Like General. All right, James and General went with C. You guys did that just to be funny, because you know better than that. You know it's mini-me. You guys are clowning. I don't believe you didn't know that. Man, those movies were funny too, man. All right. Final question before we jump into the list. Question number 10. All right, this one might be a little bit harder. The last one might be a little bit harder. So let's see how you guys do here. Nah, what am I saying? This is crazy easy, actually. This is crazy easy. Jeff Daniels and Jim Carrey star in this movie. A, Yes Man. B, Liar Liar. C, Me, Myself, and Irene. And then D, Dumb and Dumber. Yeah, this one was a giveaway. I feel like the last one, I gave that to you guys. Everybody should get this right. I don't know, how many of you guys remember who that is? How many of you guys remember the show where Jim Carrey plays this character? Some of you guys may have never even seen that show. Anybody remember the name of that show? Anybody? No, no, it's not Beavis and Butthead. It's a good guess, though. Only that's hilarious. Yeah. In Living Color, Fire Marshal Bill. Exactly. Exactly. That was way back. That's when he was on the show. Like, a lot of them were on the show. The Wayans, Tommy Davidson, a lot of comedians were on the show, and he was on there. He was funny. Had a lot of funny characters on that show. All right, you guys. All right, so let me say this before we get into my list. This is not necessarily ranked from favorite to least favorite. Homie the Clown, yeah, Homie the Clown was funny in that too. So these are 20 movies that I've watched that are funny to me. But also, I don't watch a whole bunch of comedies. So these are my top 20. Know some people are going to be mad. Already know that some people are going to disagree with me, but it's all good. So let's go to the list. Let's jump right in. And let's start with number 1. This actually might be my number 1. Nah, it's not my number 1. Again, sorry, you guys. Got a slight delay, just FYI. So Harlem Nights. I'm not sure how many of you guys have seen Harlem Nights, but it's funny, though. It's a comedy drama. But the best scene in this movie, the funniest scene in this movie, is the fight between Eddie Murphy and Della Reese. It's hilarious. That scene by itself is enough to make you watch this movie because it is funny. So if you haven't checked out Harlem Nights, make sure you check it out. Not only is it a comedy, but it's actually it's a pretty decent drama too. So yeah, my big toe. Yeah, it was funny. That fight scene was hilarious. Yeah, oh, there's my brother. What's going on, Wayne? Yeah, Harlem Nights was funny, man. And then when you think about it, like, look who you see right there on the screen. I mean, you got 3 comedic icons right there on the screen. To me, out of all of them, Eddie Murphy is the funniest, but... So... You gotta see if that's on my list. All right, so that's what I have for number 1. Number two kind of goes way back. So I don't know. It depends, man. Depends on how old you are, whether or not you can appreciate number 2. But number 2 was funny. Like my brother, I know you remember number 2 because number 2 was, I think, mid 80s, but it was funny. How many of you guys know Blues Brothers? Anybody familiar with it? Dan Aykroyd and John Belushi? Yeah, it's a classic, Wayne. It's a classic. I don't know though. Some of you guys might not know about it because it goes way back. Yeah, all right. So some of you guys know. Yeah, it's funny, man. These two getting basically musicians getting the band back together, and they go about trying to get the band back together, and the whole movie is funny. But it's an older comedy. This is like 80s or so. But when I was a kid, man, I remember rolling with Blues Brothers. Blues Brothers is hilarious. Yeah, you remember that, Heidi? Yeah, it's funny. Yeah, it was a long time ago. All right, so this next one, to me, is one of the funniest movies I've seen in a while, and it's because of the team up of these 2 people. So, Central Intelligence is hilarious to me. This was the first movie, by the way, that I reviewed. The very first review I ever did on the channel, but it's funny. So I don't know how many of you guys have seen Central Intelligence. If you haven't, it's funny, man. And the pairing between The Rock and Kevin Hart is hilarious. And those two have good chemistry on screen, probably because they're really good friends in real life. But man, I thought it was funny. When the dude is in the shower, when The Rock is in the shower, when he's in high school and he's singing, and he's singing Never Gonna Get It, man, I'm telling you, I almost had a heart attack laughing. I laughed so hard doing that. That was hilarious. All right, so that's coming in at number 3 on my list. Oh, my numbers are off. I think my numbers are off. All right, my numbers are off, so it looks like we might have 19 and not 20. But okay, so this one, everybody's seen this one. Everybody's seen this movie, I'm sure. Like, if you haven't seen this movie, I want to know. Dumb and Dumber. Dumb and Dumber is probably, to me, with comedy duels, these two are so good together. The movie was hilarious, but Jim Carrey is just funny in and of himself. But the one thing that is interesting about Dumb and Dumber with Jim Carrey and Jeff Daniels is that these guys are both pretty talented, because I've seen them in some dramas. We probably all have seen them in some dramas where they're really good. So they can do drama and they can do comedy. But Dumb and Dumber had me laughing, man. It's hilarious. It's hilarious. when Jim Carrey gives Jeff Daniels the laxative and he sits on that toilet, that scene is hilarious. The fart scene with the lighter is hilarious. The scene in, I guess it's a Chinese restaurant, or is it a Japanese? I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's a Chinese or a Japanese restaurant, but where he's fighting the chef and he punches him, pulls his heart out the chest. That movie was hilarious. Yeah, man, I love Dumb and Dumber. One of my favorites. Like, Dumb and Dumber to me has a crazy high rewatch value just because the laughs are so classic in it. Dumb and Dumber is great. All right. So here's the next one. Funny. And if you haven't seen Life, then make sure you check Life out because it's funny. And there's a lot of comedians in that. You got Eddie Murphy, you can see Bernie Mac right there, you can see Martin Lawrence in there. There's a lot of comedians in it, but Life is hilarious, man. Life is hilarious. I mean, that's where you guys know, like, that's where that phrase comes from. You gonna eat your cornbread? So, if you, hey, what's going on, Daniel? Yeah, Life is an absolute classic. Yeah, Martin is funny too, man. But Martin's much better on his show, on his sitcom, than he is in his movies. To me, his movies are just okay to me. His sitcom is much funnier. They were talking about bringing that back at one point, and then Tommy died, so I'm not sure if they're gonna do that anymore. But I know that there was some talk about them bringing it back. So, but yeah, Life is funny, man. It's an older movie. If you haven't seen it, check it out. It's definitely worth renting too. If you can't find it, stream it anywhere. And I don't think it is streaming anywhere. If someone does know that it's streaming anywhere, you could drop that in the comments. But if you haven't seen Life, Life is funny, man. It's hilarious. And I forgot that Martin actually went that far back too. All right, so the next one, man, I think is funny. You guys might not think it's that funny, but I just remember seeing it and it's sticking with me, which is Major Payne. Some people liked it, some people didn't. I thought it was funny. I thought David Wayans was real funny in Major Payne. So, I don't know. I don't know how you guys feel about Major Payne, but it made my list. Because this gave me some nice laughs. Yeah, Bernie Mac was funny too, man. His show was funny. As a matter of fact, Bernie Mac's show was funny as well. R.I.P. to Bernie. And his stand-up was pretty good too. But out of all stand-up comics, I don't know if you guys saw the Kings of Comedy where they had, I think there was 4 comics in there. It was Bernie Mac, Cedric the Entertainer, D.L. Hughley, and I feel like there was one more comic in there as well, but I can't remember who it is. But to me, out of those 4, I'm going to tell you, Cedric the Entertainer stand-up is hilarious. Man, that dude is funny in stand-up. So, I mean, Cedric could have his own show. I think he does have his own show, as a matter of fact. I'm not sure if it's still on. He did for a little bit, though. What's going on, Chewed, man? I think I missed you when you came in. Yeah, so I like Major Payne. Major Payne was funny. All right, the next one I feel like everybody's seen. All of us have seen this. We've probably seen more than just this movie, but to me, this is the funniest out of them all. I'd be curious to know what you guys think about that. So, Meet the Parents. I got Meet the Parents as 8 on my list. If you've never seen Meet the Parents, then you need to see Meet the Parents. Because Meet the Parents is hilarious. Yeah, Cat Williams stand-up is okay to me sometimes. It can be pretty funny. It depends. It depends on what he's doing, what routine he's doing. But Meet the Parents is funny. To me, like Meet the Parents is a little bit funnier than Meet the Fockers. Meet the Fockers is funny too, though, man. They, I mean, these two together are a really good pairing. And then when you bring Dustin Hoffman into the mix with Meet the Fockers, it's funny. It's funny. So this is definitely one of my faves. Like, this is one for me that has a lot of rewatch value. I could watch this again and just laugh because it's hilarious. Ben Stiller is funny in this especially. I like Ben Stiller in a lot of stuff too, even though a lot of his movies doesn't make my list. Okay, so the next one is a classic. A classic. It's an older one, but it's a classic. So I don't know how many of you guys have seen number 9, but if you haven't, you got to check out National Lampoon's Vacation. There's a lot of different ones, but man, this one was so funny. This one was hilarious. This is the one where they were going to Wally World. This is the one where Grandma died and they tied her to the roof. I don't know if you guys remember that scene, but it was funny. It was funny. You gotta wait and see about Tropic Thunder. You gotta see if it makes the list. Yeah, so this one, although Tropic Thunder was funny, it was real funny. But this is my favorite National Lampoon's Vacation. That whole trip was hilarious. The dog was funny too. Man, this was good. This is one of my favorites. And again, this was one that we watched when we were kids. Like my brother and I we were super young when we watched this. I feel like this one was like mid 80s also. but it's one of the funnier movies that Chevy Chase has done. So the next one, you like Vegas Vacation? Only I can't remember Vegas Vacation, but I do remember out of the ones that I saw, this one was one of the funniest ones, or if not the funniest one to me, but especially the scene with Grandma. All right, so this one, everybody, if you haven't seen this one, this was an old classic, but you definitely need to check this one out if you haven't seen it. Police Academy. Police Academy is funny. I didn't see Xmas Vacation either. Now, I don't know how many of you guys have seen Police Academy, but if you haven't seen it, put that on your list. Man, there's so many funny parts to Police Academy. And I remember when we were kids, man, we laughed like crazy at this. Because it was, I mean, there were just so many, it was just layered with so much comedy. And I mean, some of it was slapstick, some of it wasn't, but it was really good, so. Oh, my brothers just said he just watched all of them. Yeah, they were good with Tackleberry, the overstrung officer, the big gun. I forgot who played Tackleberry. Yeah, it was. I'm thinking about the lady, the black lady. She was real scrawny. Had the real high voice. She was funny in it. The officer, you can see him behind, like in the back under the number 10, who made the sound effects. Man, we used to love Police Academy. Yeah, they were real funny. Hightower. Hightower's right there too. Right there too. I don't know, what is that, your left or my left, but he's got his hands around the dude's neck. Yeah, this is one of my favorites, definitely. We definitely love Police Academy. All right. Now, I don't know who it was. I don't know if it was General or somebody told me that I'm going to be in trouble if I don't have this on my list. So this is up next. You know this had to make the list. These two are actually, to me, a really funny comic duel as well, and that's Chris Tucker and Jackie Chan. This is the first Rush Hour, which is still my favorite Rush Hour, but I liked all of them. They were all funny to me. So, definitely had to put this on the list. Man, I mean, they have real chemistry. They have real chemistry. But this one was funny. I don't know who wrote Rush Hour, but whoever did, props to them, because Rush Hour had me dying, and I've liked all of the Rush Hours. So Kyle saying he thought that the sequels were better for Rush Hour. I liked Rush Hour 1. I didn't dislike the sequels, but Rush Hour 1 was funny, and it also has Zing in it. I can't remember her name. Zing something. She was in Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon. I like her too. So. Yeah, I mean, it did get a little bit repetitive with the humor. I'll give you that, but the chemistry between them was funny, and the jokes were kind of like in the similar vein. But Chris Tucker was funny, and the way they played off of each other was hilarious. That's her name, Zhang Zi Yi. Is that how you pronounce that? I don't know how you pronounce that, but I like her. I like her in almost everything she does. I loved her in Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon. I think she was in Memoirs of a Geisha. She was good in that. She's got crazy talent. She's really good. So, and I know that she was in this one. I just got finished watching this one on TV actually. All right, the next one of the all-time funniest movies I have seen probably in the last decade or two. So I know that everybody on here has seen this, and this thing has crazy high rewatch value, and that is. Oh, I'm buffering now. I don't know if you guys can still hear me, but there we go. All right, so I'm back. And that is Talladega Nights. Talladega Nights is funny. And this is one that this is one on the list that I would say is a must see. Man, it's funny. So I'm going to tell you, a couple of the funniest scenes for me on this was number one, the one where he thought... You guys remember the scene where he thought he was on fire and he's running around on the track in his underwear? Then he starts to roll on the ground and he's just like, "Help me, Jesus. Help me, Allah. Help me. I'm on fire. I'm on fire." That scene was funny. And the hospital scene. The hospital scene where he thought he was paralyzed and he's getting mad at Michael Clark Duncan. And he said something to him, and Michael Clark is like, "Don't you put that on me, Ricky Bobby. Don't you put that evil on me. You can walk." and he stabs himself with that, I don't know what that thing was, a knife or fork or something. That scene had me rolling too. Talladega Nights, man, is hilarious. The cat in the car, the cougar in the car, man. Like I could watch this just like back to back. It's real funny. Definitely one of my favorite comedies. Like this is probably top 5 on the list. As I said, I'm a big Will Ferrell fan too, so but this is one that I really, really like. John C. Reilly is good in this too. Man, I forgot the guy who played the Frenchman. He was good in this too, man. Man, this movie has a lot of laughs, man. A lot of laughs. If you haven't seen it, check Talladega Nights out. All right, the next one is kind of like a classic. I feel like a lot of us have seen this. So next up on the list, coming in at number 13, is The Hangover. So yeah, so a lot of you guys have probably seen this. The Hangover 1, to me, still was my favorite. Well, you gotta wait and see. You gotta wait and see, Jen Han. You gotta wait and see what we have next. But I really did enjoy The Hangover. I thought it was hilarious. And this was a comedy that I remember everybody was raving about because I didn't see The Hangover right away. I saw it because everybody was talking about it so much. Again, because I don't see a whole bunch of comedy movies. I mean, we're mainly action, adventure, sci-fi, fantasy, all that kind of good stuff. But I thought The Hangover was really funny. And I actually like all of the Hangover movies. But I thought one was the funniest. Yeah, it was funny. it was hilarious. Especially, what's the dude? Man, I can't remember anybody's name. What's my man's name with the beard? He's right there in the picture with the baby strapped across his chest. What's his real name? Somebody knows his real name. Put his real name in the comments because he's, is it Zach? I think it's Zach. I can't even pronounce Zach's last name. But he's funny too. Major talent. All right. Okay, so this next one, you guys, is a classic. I don't know if you saw it or not. This one's from back in the day. But to me, he's one of my favorite comedians to see on screen because I think he's funny in a unique way. So I don't know how many of you guys saw Groundhog Day, but Groundhog Day was funny with Bill Murray. And he was actually in a lot of different movies to me that were funny. He had like a little run during the 80s of some funny movies. He was in Caddyshack. Caddyshack was hilarious. So this is definitely one to check out if you haven't seen it. It's an older comedy, and it feels like an older comedy when you watch it, but it is funny, and Bill Murray is good in it. Yeah, Groundhog's Day was good. Groundhog's Day was real good. What About Bob? He was in What About Bob? What About Bob is hilarious too. So I like a lot of the stuff that he's done in terms of comedies. And I heard that he doesn't, like I heard he's hard to get in movies. Now, he was in Zombieland. He had a role in that. But I heard he's real selective about the roles that he takes. That's why we don't see him in a lot of stuff. But Bill Murray is hilarious. Oh, what's going on, Dorito? I think I missed you when you came in too. A couple of folks hopped on and I missed them. All right. So, I thought this one was funny too. I looked at the rating of what this got, and I think it got a low rating, but I thought it was funny, and that was The Other Guys with Will Ferrell and Wahlberg. I don't know if you guys saw it, but this was hilarious. This was hilarious, and plus it had my man in it for a minute. The Rock and I think Samuel Jackson was in it before they got themselves killed. But The Other Guys is funny, and it's Will Ferrell that's funny in this. Actually, they're both funny in this, and I was surprised at how funny Wahlberg was in this. But he has this line. The line in this, my favorite line in this movie that I think is hilarious, is when he feels like they're trying to hold him back, and he's like, "I'm a peacock, man. I'm a peacock. You gotta let me do something." But he's hilarious in this, and Will Ferrell is funny in this too. So if you haven't seen The Other Guys, that's definitely one to check out. That one had me dying. All right, we're working our way through. So the next one is a classic. You may or may not have seen this. Depends on how old you are, but it's a classic. So I don't know if you guys saw this one or not. I'm gonna answer that question in a second, James. What What comedy needs a refreshing today? So, before I get into that though, Trading Places was funny. And this is a classic, so I don't know if you've seen this from back in the day. You might not. It depends on how old you are, whether or not you've seen Trading Places. But Trading Places is good. So if you haven't seen it, it's an Eddie Murphy classic. And that's like when he had that long stretch with all the Beverly Hills Cops and all that kind of stuff. I think it was like that was all like within a 10-year span that he had all of those movies. And to answer the question that James asked about which movie needs a refreshing to me I would say a movie I would love to see again, another comedy that I would love to see again is Coming to America. I would love for them to do another Coming to America movie because Coming to America 1 was great. Absolutely love that. So I would love to see that. Golden Child is funny too. Hobbit. Agreed. Yeah, I mean he had a long stretch of movies, man. Like his filmography is pretty good. His comedic career is pretty good, and he's not that bad in drama either. But Trading Places was good, one of his earlier movies, so I really enjoyed that. All right, so this is another one from my man. You guys know, like I said, I'm a big fan of Will Ferrell. Anchorman. Anchorman is hilarious. If you haven't seen Anchorman, then you definitely need to check that out. It's probably within my top 5 of Will Ferrell movies that he's done. Anchorman is very funny. Just what's his name? Ron something. But I can't remember his name. Shoot, now it's killing me because I'm upset because I can't remember his name. But that whole team is funny. Like the chemistry between that whole team is hilarious. So you got to check out Anchorman if you haven't seen it because it is very funny. All right, again, you guys, sorry, there is a little bit of a delay. That delay has gotten a little bit bigger, too, so I'm trying to time it right so my mouth doesn't look like a Kung Fu movie badly dubbed, but there is a delay. Yeah, Get Hard was funny. Get Hard was funny, too, with him and Kevin Hart. That was funny, Wayne. I agree. Ron Burgundy, that's right. That's his name. The man. All right, you guys, we're coming down to the end of the list. Let's go to 18. 18 is a classic too, man. So if you've not seen it, I actually mentioned it, which is What About Bob? Another Bill Murray movie. What About Bob is funny. It's hilarious. Richard Dreyfuss stars in this movie opposite him. And this is a movie that had me cracking up too, about a guy who has he's neurotic about a whole bunch of stuff, and he goes to see a psychologist who is Richard Dreyfuss, and that's all I'll say in case you haven't seen it. But What About Bob is funny, man. So if you haven't seen What About Bob, you definitely have to check that out. It's an older movie, but it'll have you laughing because it's some crazy stuff in there. It's like, man, it's funny. It's funny. All right, so the next one is the only animation that we have on the list. It's the only animation that we have on the list. So this is one of the movies that I had to put on the list because I feel like it's funny in so many different ways, and it captures a lot of like classic things from fairy tales and things like that, and really makes it and really adds a comedic element to it. So Shrek was funny. Loved it. Loved Eddie Murphy in it. Mike Myers. Whole thing was just hilarious. So oh, you knew it. So only saying he knew it was Shrek. Yeah, Shrek is funny, man. I actually like all the Shrek movies, but one was the best one to me. That whole thing was hilarious, man. I mean, to me, I was really kind of blown away by what they were able to do with Shrek and adding all of those different elements into it with all like the fairy tales and how they wrapped the humor around it had me dying. High rewatch value for Shrek 2. Definitely could watch that again and again. So definitely enjoyed that. All right. I feel like I'm missing something. I think I am missing something. I'm missing one. All right, so this is my last one on the list. I'm going to add some that I don't have slides for, though. This is my last one on the list. And that is a classic. Now, it depends on how old you are, because this thing came out, man, like in the early 80s, I think. But it was funny because it starred Steve Martin and the role that he started in. Then I'll name some honorable mentions as well. So, The Jerk. I don't know how many of you guys saw The Jerk, but it was funny. It was funny, and I think the Jerk came out in early '80s, and just the overall theme of it is Steve Martin is trying to find himself, but when it starts out, he's born into this black family, so he thinks he's so he thinks he's black. And there's a scene in that movie that is funny. I did leave out Pink Panther. That is funny when they're dancing in the house, and he comes out and he's dancing, and he's so offbeat. It's hilarious, which is funny, right? Because I guess I would perpetuate the stereotype, because the stereotype is that most black people can dance, but honestly, I don't really dance that well. So there's a myth right there negated, because we all can't dance. I should know. All right. Yeah, that was clean humor. That's true. So that's number 20, but let's talk about some ones that I did not put on the list. And one of them was just mentioned there. So Kyle mentioned Spaceballs. Spaceballs was funny. Yeah, Spaceballs was hilarious. And it was hard to kind of like whittle stuff down on the list, because honestly, like, the list could be 50 movies and nobody's going to be here for that long. But I do think Spaceballs was funny. That was hilarious. I think that, I don't know if you guys remember. Did anybody remember Blank Man? That was another Damon Wayans movie. I don't know. Some people thought that was like too much. I thought that was funny. Blank Man, I thought was funny. So, there was another one I was gonna mention too. I can't remember the name of it. Dang, it's on the tip of my tongue. I can't remember the name of it. What is the name of that movie? Shoot. Spies Like Us was funny too. Man, I can't remember the name of that movie. Now it's killing me. Anyway, I can't remember the name of it. But, all right, there you go, you guys. So those are our top 20 comedy movies that I've seen. As I said, I knew this list was going to be a little bit tough because I don't see a whole bunch of comedy movies. But these were the ones that I saw that were funny. And you have a range, right? You have some from like that are closer to present day, all the way from way back in the day when I was a kid. But these are some of the funnier ones that I did see. All right, you guys. So I'm gonna hop into the comments and see what else you guys are bringing up that I did not mention. Half Baked. I didn't see Half Baked though. I heard that was funny. I gotta check that out. I didn't see Half Baked only. I didn't see A Million Ways to Die. Oh, someone mentioned, oh man, what's the name of it? With Robert Downey Jr. where he plays a black guy, and there was some friction behind that where he played a black guy. Tropic Thunder. Tropic Thunder was funny, and I know it caught some flack for the role, or no, he caught some flack for the role that he played, Robert Downey Jr. I guess because he was playing blackface, or some people interpreted it that way. But I thought he was great in that, and it was hilarious. Not just him, but everybody. That whole movie was funny. Tropic Thunder was hilarious. Hey, what's going on, Renee? Yeah, The Jerk was funny. The Jerk was funny. We're wrapping up. We just wrapped up the list, Renee, but we're just talking about different movies that we've seen that didn't make the list. Oh wait, so Adric, you liked Dumb and Dumber 2 better than you did the first one? I thought the first Dumb and Dumber you couldn't beat it. It was hilarious. Dodgeball was funny too. Dodgeball was hilarious with Vince Vaughn and I think was Will Ferrell in that. I think Will Ferrell was in that too. Yeah, Dodgeball was funny. Zoolander was funny. So yeah, there. Like I said, there's a lot of them that we could have mentioned, and some of them to me that are not like straight comedies that I thought were good. Blazing Saddles was funny. I had Blazing Saddles on the list, but I took it off because I replaced it with something else. But Blazing Saddles was funny. And that's a movie from way back in the day, too, with Gene Wilder and some other folks in there. So that was hilarious. Really like Blazing Saddles. I haven't seen that, Renee. No, I haven't seen that, so I have to check that out. I haven't seen Superbad either. I did see Ace Ventura. That was funny. That was hilarious. I saw a part of Monty Python's Holy Grail, Kyle. I saw a part of that. a very small part of that. I don't know why, but I didn't finish watching that. But Superbad was funny, yeah. Yeah, man. I mean, there's a lot of comedies that are out there. All the Fridays were funny to me. House Party was hilarious to me. So there's a lot of movies out there, a lot of comedies that we could have put on the list, but that it just didn't make it. I haven't seen Reno 911. I haven't seen Reno 911. Isn't that a show, Wayne? Is that a movie? I think that's a show. See, I didn't like CB4. I didn't like CB4, The Hobbit. I know a lot of people liked it, but I didn't think that was funny. Tenacious D was funny, Kyle. I did see, yeah, that was funny with Jack Black. Trying to look and see who else did I miss here. Miss Doubtfire was okay to me, General. It was okay. I wasn't, like, that movie wasn't super funny to me. Tootsie wasn't super funny to me. But Miss Doubtfire was okay. Austin Powers, didn't put that on the list. Hilarious. Austin Powers was funny with Mike Myers. What's the movie with Sacha Cohen Brown? Jeez. I think it's Borat. Is it Borat Comes to America? That was hilarious. So, man, yeah, this Airplane was hilarious. You guys are bringing them all back now. Airplane was hilarious. Soul Plane was hilarious. Man. Yeah, you guys are bringing them back. Now, Naked Gun, to me, was hilarious. Those are old classics right there. Oh, really, Daniel? Wow. I don't know if you guys saw that comment. Daniel was saying that he had a family member that walked out of Ace Ventura because she thought it was too offensive. That was funny to me too, though. Ace Ventura was funny. Liar Liar was funny. Sonic was funny with Jim Carrey with Sonic in it. That was so, man. There's so much, man. There's so much that we could talk about that was good in the comedy area. All right, man. All right, Wayne. Thank you. Tell my niece I said hello. Both of my nieces. Brother's got to bounce. Said he got to put the kids to bed. Don't Be a Menace was funny too. Don't Be a Menace was funny. Bruce Almighty was funny. Planes, Trains, and Automobiles was hilarious. Absolutely. That reminds me of Throw Mama from the Train. That was hilarious. Hey, Cassandra, how you doing? Yeah, Yes Man was funny too. Yes Man was funny too. So I'm looking forward to seeing what's up next for him. I don't think he has anything on tap. I haven't seen him in a long time now that I think about it. Rat Race was funny. Yeah, man, you got there's a ton of stuff. There is a ton of stuff. Which one was that? I just saw it. Dirty Rotten Scoundrels was funny. Yeah, Home Alone was good. Man, there's tons of stuff. Tons of different movies. And then if we get into TV shows, that's when the list really gets long. I didn't see Girls Trip, Renee, but I heard that was funny. But that's with Tiffany Haddish. I'm not a big fan of Tiffany Haddish, actually, although she's growing on me. But initially wasn't a big fan of Tiffany Haddish. So I've never seen Prairie Dog. And Ghostbusters, hilarious. Yep, Ghostbusters was funny. Beetlejuice was funny. Man, you guys are going way back in the day. Michael Keaton. It's a little bit of a horror though. A little bit of a horror and comedy mix. So Sister Act. Sister Act 1, yeah, Sister Act 1 was good. I did not like Sister Act 2, but I thought Sister Act 1 was pretty good with Whoopi Goldberg. I agree with that. Big Mama's House General was just okay to me. Um, yeah, I mean, Big Mama's House was just okay to me. I didn't love it. I didn't hate it, but it was just okay. Okay, so Renee, you like musicals, so you like both Sister Acts. Three Amigos was funny, yes sir, with three icons in that movie. So definitely the Three Amigos was funny. Who was in there? Martin Short, um, Steve Martin, and who was the third one? Martin Short, Steve Martin, and somebody. I can't remember who the third one was. It's not a comedy. Only from Dusk to Dawn. That's not a comedy, is it? Chevy Chase was the other one. That's right. That's right, Renee, was Chevy Chase. That's a good question. James asked what movie started out as a drama, but over the years it turned into a comedy. That's a good question. Absolutely, Coming to America was on the list. Yeah, Clue was funny. Man, Clue's old. I haven't seen that in a while either. Phew. What else do we have? Yeah, man. So you guys, there's a. I didn't see all of Spy. I didn't see all of Spy. I didn't see Nacho Libre either with Jack Black. No, I didn't see that, but that dude is funny though, man. I gotta check it out. Yeah, you know what? I have seen that, and he was funny in that. Richard Pryor was funny in Toy. Yeah, that was good. That was real good. Actually, I need to go back and watch that. Now, the more I think about that, that was really funny. Toy was really good. Yeah, I gotta check that out. I don't know. I didn't finish seeing that Monty Python and the Holy Grail. I didn't see JoJo Dancer. All right, Jen Han, take care, my friend. Thanks for hanging out. All right, you guys. So actually, I'm gonna get ready to go to. I have a meeting to get ready for tomorrow with myself, some parents, and teachers. We got to talk about a student. So I'm gonna get ready to roll as well. Yep, we took Holy Grail. Holy Grail is kind of like Police Academy too, from what I remember too. But I didn't see all of it. But I'm familiar with it. Yeah, so General. Okay, so General's asking me, can we do a live stream about war movies? We can, but just fair warning, I haven't seen a lot of war movies, General. But we can do that. We can do that next week. So we'll talk about war movies, and I'll give you guys the ones that I've seen because I've only seen about maybe 10 war movies or so. So we can do that next week, though, you guys. So next week we'll focus on war movies. We'll do war movie trivia as well. All right, you guys. So I'm gonna get ready to roll. I have to get ready for tomorrow's meeting. I forgot to put it up. I need to put it up on the stream. The links for Instagram. So follow me on Instagram if you are on Instagram. I'm also on Twitter as well. But the Instagram is darkside.reviews on Instagram. And if you guys want to DM me or have a conversation with me directly, that's the best place to do it. And I'm trying to do more like really short form reviews there, like under a minute reviews on Instagram. So that's where you can find some of that stuff as well. Also, man, thank you guys so much for hanging out, man. You guys were awesome. I missed you guys like crazy. It was good to be back with you guys and to hang out and live stream. Thank you guys for, again, just being understanding with all that was going on last week, still going on, but I needed that week to kind of get myself together. So definitely appreciate it. And yeah, man, I'll see you guys next week. Notification bells, please, to make sure that you don't miss anything. But again, we will be on live 8 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We are close, just a heads up, you guys, to my anniversary, my wedding anniversary, coming up in a few weeks or so. I'll let you guys know ahead of time because there will be no live stream on that Monday. So, all right, guys, thanks, everybody. Love you guys. I will see you on the next stream. Peace. Later, Darksiders.